Okay. Hello. This is a very weird and different type of video. Today I'm going to be talking about a bit more in detail why I've been a bit dead recently. To be fair, I started this months ago. It's just recently I've been working on it more. This is my map that I'm making. I don't know exactly what I'm doing here explaining. Basically, I'll explain some of this when I make the actual video about it, but on my phone a while ago, when I only had Minecraft Bedrock on my phone, I made a series of maps for my friends to play. It was the Impossible Map 1, Impossible Map 2, and Impossible Map 3. Every single one of them got progressively more annoying and difficult, and basically the goal was never to get them to beat it. It was just to see who rage quit the last every time, always. And it's the same with this one. This is the final one, and I decided now that I have Java and all that, I might as well make the finale, the Impossible Map 4. So, I mean, you, it's been going for sure. This is the starting room, but I'm just going to be describing a little bit of it, and I mean, I guess using this as the second video on my second channel. Um, because why not? Now, basically, the way that this works is this map is split into three zones. Zone 1 is basically it's nostalgia, I'd say. That's the name of the zone. It doesn't really have a meaning to anyone who hasn't played the first three, but Zone 1 is basically me recreating and remaking, but worse, and by worse I mean more annoying, previous stuff from the Impossible Map 1, 2, and 3, also known as Tim, the Impossible Map. Tim. I like Tim because Tim is a funny name. Anyways, Zone 2 is different media stuff. The first few rooms of Zone 2 encapsulate a bunch of backroom stuff. Then there's going to be Pokemon, there's going to be Undertale stuff, possibly like Maze Runner or something. I don't know. Possibly House of Leaves. I haven't actually read the book, but my friend told me about it and I watched some videos on it and it looks like it'd be cool. Definitely easier to do with immersive portals, but I don't have that. The only thing I have here is World Edit. Don't ask my don't ask why it hasn't breaking one. I don't know. It just does. But yeah. And then Zone 3. I haven't really described Zone 3. Only Zone 1 is actually done. I'm still working on Zone 2. That shows you how I've been working on this for months and I'm just now reaching Zone 2. But Zone 3 is going to be easier because Zone 3 is just Minecraft. That's it. It's basically only three areas. The rest of the zones have a bunch of areas within them and subsections and stuff. But Zone 3 is going to take place in an overworld area, a nether area, and then an end area. And that's it. And I don't know why I'm even working on Zone 2 and 3. That sign's gone now. There's no Zone 3 anymore. But no, yeah. I don't even know why I'm really working on Zone 2 and 3 because I I don't think any of my friends are going to get past Zone 1. And if they do, it's going to take months. And I really plan on only making like one video on it ever. So, I don't know. This is more just to show that I'm not fully dead, though it's not going on my main channel. So, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of dead in terms of that. But no, I'm just working on building this. I'll show you a few of the things that are in Zone 1 and 2. I can't show you anything from 3 because it doesn't exist. So, there's technically a Zone 4, but Zone 4 is really just an extra thing if you manage to beat it. There's a bunch of random rooms and stuff throughout that I didn't end up including for various reasons. Either like there's going to be the office rooms, but there's already 4 back rooms levels in Zone 2, and I want more diversity than just the back rooms because there needs to be room for the other stuff, for like the Pokemon and Undertale and all that random other media stuff for Zone 2 to be media and not just back rooms. So the office rooms, there's this whole area that I built. I showed it on my YouTube page a little bit. I put this as a screenshot. I built it when I was bored and I was gonna include it, but the problem is it's so It's so large. I don't know if there's any spots to get stuck, if there's any ways to get out or escape or any of that. So instead of spending a couple hours or maybe even just one or less looking for any of that and fixing it, I instead just decided I'm not going to include it in the main three. And this is just an extra thing, as well as the Gojo boss fight. That's right. There's a Gojo boss fight. Originally, it was gonna be the final boss at the end of the media section, was Gojo, but then I decided I didn't want to do that, so that's, I guess, the final boss of Zone 4 now, because why not? Yeah, let me show you some stuff from Zone 1 first, I guess. This is the very first room. After you leave the little starting area. This is the first room, and as you can see, it is little timed parkour. You have a certain amount of time to beat all the stuff, and then jump into that thing. This is a recreation, like I said, because Zone One is just a bunch of recreations of stuff from T.I.M 1 through 3. This is a recreation of an area that everyone hated, and I agree. So that's why it's here. Uh, Zone 1 is basically just stuff everyone hated or it was really annoying. So I wanted to do it again, but better this time. So it's better this time. If you touch this floor, it teleports you back. Also, Eternos is being really laggy today, but that's okay because I'm sure it'll do fine normally. I'm sure about it. Yeah, by the way, I'm using Eternos, which is a free server thing. So obviously that has some downsides, such as I have to spawn in the mobs manually because after 0.2 seconds of existence they decide nope and they just despawn themselves. Oh hey, I did it. Never mind. I didn't. I'm never mind. Anyways, let me. But yeah, no. After like existing for 1 second, they just decide, nah, I'm good, fam, and they just peace out. If they're just like they're not, they don't even have to be out of render distance, because my render distance is 48, but Eternos is like, no, you want more than like 2 blocks of render distance? Nuh-uh, fam, you don't get that. And even if the mob is within the visible render distance, they will unrender themselves and die. So the bosses have command blocks to spawn them in, but all the little mobs like the party, not the party goer, but the lurkers and the pool rooms and the other things like that, I have to spawn in myself, and I have to be flying around in spectator basically the whole time to make sure that the whole area is loaded so that they don't just despawn like the workers in the Infinite IKEA. There's an Infinite IKEA, by the way. It's not done yet. But yeah, so that's why if I record it and basically I'm only gonna show their perspective most of the time. So if they do play it but don't record their perspective, they're not gonna be in because my perspective is gonna be this. Isn't this so great? This is my life. I am sitting up here to make sure that all the mobs don't despawn. Isn't this awesome? Wow. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Infinite IKEA. It's not done yet, but there's some little references, some little ads, some things you might recognize. There's also just, furniture stuff and all that because it is an IKEA. But but yeah, I mean it's all right. It's coming along. This has taken the longest out of everything. I never thought it would. It's just a bunch of little things, but it's just taken so much time to just think of all these little random things to build. But yeah, at least with Infinite IKEA, I have help from Derek. I've hired him for 0.99. It not $0, absolutely nothing to help me build some of this. Like he built that forge over there, and those 2 rooms, the brown carpet one and the bamboo floor one, and that house and like a few other things, but I don't really remember. I still built most of it, so it's okay. But that's mostly because his Wi-Fi sucks. So every time he tries to join, he just dies after 10 seconds. So not really his fault. It's more his Wi-Fi provider is garbage. Shout out to Fairpoint Wi-Fi for being the worst to ever exist. Um, L Fairpoint for real. I mean, as you can see by that, if I recorded from my perspective, I'm only gonna include it sometimes because it's it's not gonna be anything. It's just gonna be me sitting there making sure that things don't despawn, and then if they do, going into creative and spawning them in again. Bruh. But that's okay because I don't have the money to spend on an actual server, especially since I'm building this on the server. So if I even got a server, I'd have to download the world, which I don't know how to do, but I could probably figure out. Then I have to move it to another server. And that's just so much effort, man. That's just like I'm help. Oh, well, there we go. I was behind bars. I was in jail, probably for bullying people in Minecraft. Dude, yeah, yeah. The Impossible Map 1 through 3 were very fun. They're not technically impossible. I know, clickbait. They're not impossible. They're just really difficult, and I don't expect anyone. Well, okay. To be fair, I guess if I was able to let literally anyone play, probably some people would beat it. But seeing as I don't know how to do that, and so it's only going to be my friends, I don't expect any of them to, get that far at all. This is one part of the pool rooms, by the way. Just random little area of the pool rooms. There's a lot of areas in the pool rooms. The pool rooms is pretty large, but yeah, it's part of Zone 2. Still haven't started Zone 3 because I'm not done with the school rooms, and the school rooms is the last thing. I have the back rooms, the main part, the lobby level 0. I got the pool rooms, the party room, oops, the party rooms, and the school rooms. So, yeah, and then the office rooms exist, but it's I, so many back rooms, man. So it's just gonna go from the school rooms to like the Pokemon gym or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do after the back room section yet. I just know I'm not gonna include the office rooms. The office rooms will be a Zone 4 thing, I guess. Zone 4 isn't necessary. Zone 4 doesn't exist. It's just a bunch of extra stuff that I didn't finish or didn't test or whatever. So it doesn't count. Not real. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I realized I forgot to really mention it when I was in this room earlier, but this is room 2. This big parkour area where you have to go all the way up. This is the second room. I don't expect anyone to get past room 2. If someone gets past room 2, I'll be surprised, honestly, because I don't even know. Man, is all this is all this. Also some other various random stuff like these caves, which are actually in the map. That big cave isn't, but like all these little caves are. There are a few big caves that are in the map, like this little area. This one's in, and the big magma boy, big this lad is also in the map. But it's just that one really big cave area isn't. So, but there's some things. So, I mean, it's alright. Also, just for more of a sense of scale, this is how it is from the outside. As much as it'll let me load at a time, because it doesn't really let me load that much. Thanks, Eternos. I can't really complain too much. It's a free server thing, so I mean, it's doing its best. But, still. Oh yeah, this is the school rooms area, by the way. It's a lot more. It's not done yet. But yeah, this is pretty much all of Zone 2 is this floating area from lobby 0 down there, pool rooms, party rooms, school rooms. All the rest of this is Zone 1. So, yeah, as you can see, Zone 2 is definitely nowhere near done when all of this is Zone 1. That's Gojo, so that doesn't really count. That's Zone 4. But, but yeah, all of this and that is Zone 1. And so far, yeah, Zone 2 is very small. So, and that's just the final rooms. But yeah, that's about it. I'm not dead. I'm just doing this. But yeah, also most of this map I didn't have world edit for. I got world edit like halfway-ish through. No, I got world edit at like the very end of zone 1 when I built IKEA, because IKEA, I wasn't gonna build that whole like box. I mean, you saw how large I wasn't gonna build all that by hand. So that's when I got world edit to use like the floor and walls things and all that. But like this infinite train I built on my own, which took a while. And then the actually most of the biggest boss room, I I built the biggest boss room after I had world edit, and I built most of it by hand because I don't know how to make a cylinder in world edit. This room, this massive boss room, I built all of this with world edit, but this big cylinder down here, up until like this first light right here, I built all beneath this by hand. I was on a call just placing layer after layer after layer of all this because I didn't know how to do this with World Edit. So I just built all of it by hand, and then I got really bored at like here and was like, all right. So I just went like from there to there and set wall, and then from there to there and set wall, and then there and there and set wall, and then there and there, which still took a minute, but it would have taken longer to do layer by layer all the way. Luckily, this room, this big area, is a square, and I know how to make a square with World Edit. Easy problem. Easy problem. Easy dubs. I didn't really sleep. Fun fact. Sleep is for the weak. But, yeah. Anyways, that's about it. Not dead. I'll probably recap some of this in the actual video when I go like, I force my friends to play this Minecraft map. I'm not gonna do that. I I don't know what I'm gonna do for that video. But yeah, this is it's almost done. I'm on zone 2 out of 3, and I'm hoping 3 will be the easiest one, because it's just, gonna be an overworld overworld section, nether section, and end section. So yeah, that'll be cool. Other than that, everything else is pretty much done. I'm like less than halfway through zone 2 though, so it'll still be a while. But yeah, it's a very weird video, I know, but like and subscribe. Not really to my second channel. If you're watching this, you're on my second channel. I don't really care about this channel. I literally could care less if you like and or subscribe on this channel. But my main one, that one, you like and subscribe on all the videos. See ya.